Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 Horse Lords as the Mongol Empire. In our last episode we defeated the false Mongol Empire in their holy war against us, and in the process of doing so we wiped out all of their event spawn troops, so they are much weakened now and definitely ripe for conquest once we get the chance to do that. They actually have a big revolt going on against them, presumably because they became so weakened. They're fighting for independence, actually, and are winning, so assuming they do win, they'll lose some land over here, and also some pretty large areas of land over here, which we'll then be able to conquer. So that's nice. We also have a revolt of our own going on, though. This is our troublesome feudal vassal that we've had for a while, but we are probably going to win this. We're temporarily losing thanks to not having sieged any of his holdings, but that is going to change soon enough, and we are about to fight a battle with him here as well. So let's actually have some leaders in charge. We are going to get there on the 21st of September, and he is not going to get out in time, so we should be catching him here. And it should be a pretty good battle. You think it's unfortunate that I hold a title that should rightfully be yours. What's the county of Yike? Well, fortunately we can reject him diplomatically, so we will. Don't want to be giving out counties unnecessarily. And we are about to tick over into positive prestige again, which is good. Our fishing village has been built. Right, apparently we just wiped their army out completely, which is great. We're up to 54%, and we are about to take a holding and gain another probably 30% by the time we actually finish sieging it. So that will be the better part of this war taken care of. I guess we'll not leave our army here to take attrition. Your daily routine involves repeatedly swinging your blade at a training dummy. However, you can only learn so much from fighting an inanimate enemy, and the practice gets dreadfully dull after a while. I could use someone to train with, so we can become friends with this guy. Or we can say, no, I don't want to fight my friends. I think we'll become friends with this guy, why not? Okay, so we can stay in this county without taking any attrition. So I think we'll just stay here and siege holdings to get us the rest of our war score. Unless he manages to somehow gather together a reasonably sized army again. Unfortunately, our hordes are somewhat depleted, so we're paying prestige again to reinforce them. We are back to positive again, though. And we're taking attrition here, which is bad news. Alright, we had another daughter. That's a second daughter. So we have not produced an heir yet. Currently our heir is our brother Borogol the Wolf, who actually I wouldn't mind inheriting as, because he's the one with the wolf's blood. Maybe we'll just engage in some risky behaviors and maybe we'll end up inheriting as him. We will have the option to duel people thanks to our war focus. Okay, we won a siege, got us up to 85%. And we stopped suffering attrition too. Oh, it looks like the Mongols have lost their revolt. So we ended up with some independent counties over here, and Khotan as an independent land in this area. Okay, that's fine. seem to be still losing prestige, despite the fact that it says we're gaining 4.5 a month. So I guess we'll see what happens once we are at peace for a while and actually have our troops all reinforced. But we've been sent a bishop to preach to us. See if we can ransom him or anybody else that we happen to have in here. We might not actually even need to press him to 100% now that I think about it. I think he gets imprisoned on a white piece as well. No, apparently not. Okay. We have to get him to 100, but we're mostly there already, so that's fine. Okay, another siege gets us to 100, so we can enforce demands. And I think we just start revoking titles from him. We should be able to revoke one without any penalty. Oh, it cost us prestige to do that. Okay. Well, we'll just keep him in prison and we'll revoke them later. Once we have prestige to spare. But I think even revoking the titles that we don't have cause to will only annoy the other feudal vassals who we don't care about. We'll probably just revoke all of their titles too. Then we'll have a whole bunch of holdings down here to pillage. Speaking of, we can also pillage this. And we do have plenty of money to spend, so let's go and spend some. Meat Preserver could be good, increasing the supply limit, and movement speed is nice. And lower maintenance cost. This seems really good, let's do that. Apparently we no longer have a rival to duel, and we do have a rival. But we can't duel him for some reason. Unless it's in our intrigue menu. No, apparently not, but we can choose a Warhorse, so let's do that. For 20 gold. You go out into the herd to choose a strong and powerful Warhorse. You look around with expert eyes and eventually spot a steed that stands out from the rest. It is strong and has a powerful bearing. As you mount your new steed, you feel certain that you have made the right choice. All that remains now is to give it a suitable name. What shall it be? Let's call it Arrow. Why not? I think we haven't called a horse Arrow yet. Villagers are starving in Itil, and a small group of representatives has dared set foot in my castle to petition for help. By castle, I assume they mean tent, but that's okay. You can say, of course, take whatever you need, lose 8 gold, gain piety, or refuse to help them and lose the trait kind. We can definitely spare 8 gold in our time of riches. Speaking of riches, we could probably build another trade post. Though unfortunately the Silk Road is not operating in this area currently. Thanks to some sort of unrest here. I guess Khotan is at war with the Mongols? Yeah. So he just declared independence from the Mongols and won, and now he is claiming the Mongol Empire. Okay. It's a bold move. Good luck with that. I think that's no reason for us not to build a trade post anyway, though, since we'll be able to take care of it at some point. Apparently we already have a trade post here, or one of our vassals does, rather. Okay. How about here? Trade posts all over the place. Well, we'll build another one here, maybe. We don't have the technology to upgrade our existing ones yet. Need trade practices level 4, which we are pretty far off. We can get to level 3 anyway. So we may as well. And we can also hold the Nerge. So I guess we'll do that. I imagine we'll regain some prestige from doing that, which will be useful. We'll send out the call for the Nerge to our vassals, and preparations will begin, and so forth. Preparations have been completed, and your forces are deployed at the assembly points. We'll herd all of the wildlife into a clearing and destroy them all in an extremely sporting manner. Through incompetence, this Khan has failed to properly maintain his lines, resulting in a large gap forming in the encirclement. Much wildlife has escaped, and tradition dictates that Bulagan and his men be punished severely. Failure to do so could disrupt discipline among the other troops. So we can give him a severe clubbing, and he will like me by -15, become wounded, or we can show leniency, which will improve his opinion but lower the other Khan's opinions. Let's see. This is Bulagan clan, who are not so powerful, but they already have low sentiment towards me. I think we'll just punish him. That's fine. So he became wounded, and he's also, he's also stressed, which means he has pretty low health right now, so he might just die. As a gift, one of your warriors participating in the Great Hunt has offered you an exceptional bear cub that he managed to tie up and capture while advancing with the rest of your forces. The animal's fur is white, and its eyes are a deep red. It seems to be an albino. Let's thank him for the gift and keep the bear as a pet. The bear is taken outside and shot. Good lord, no. Of course we'll keep the bear. While advancing with his forces, Khan Kotur felled a buck with his bow. Okay, which is a big no-no during the Nerge, apparently, so we can punish him as well with a clubbing. Yeah, clubbings for everyone, I guess. The horde of frantic animals has been corralled into a clearing, and they are now completely surrounded by your forces. As the Kagan, you and your closest retinue will be given the first opportunity to engage in the killing sport. Only after you are finished will your vassals be allowed to hunt. Okay. Let's go for it. As per tradition, some of your other soldiers have come before you to plead for the life of those few animals that remain in the encircled clearing. We will spare those animals, gain prestige, and with the hunt over and full and game collected, a magnificent feast has been prepared. Everyone's opinion of me goes up, completely cancelling out the penalty from the clubbings we gave them. This guy is having a digestive mishap, which means our opinion of him goes down. That's okay. You are conversing with another guest when loud screams of passion interrupt. Okay, so Khan Iturgan is making a scene. Because we're lustful ourselves, we can say, haha, you old dog, nicely done, which definitely seems inappropriate since his wife is our sister. But it is the only option available to us. With the feasting over, the remaining spoils of the hunt are divided evenly between all of the forces that participated. As everyone departs, you survey the surrounding land. It will be some time before the wildlife recovers. But when that happens, we'll have another great hunt. So we get extra morale of armies for a while, which is nice. Ah, now we can duel our rival, okay. So, sure, let's do it. Not sure why we don't like this guy, but that's no reason not to duel him, I guess. He has chosen to accept our challenge to personal combat. The duel will take place in the next few days. So our personal combat skill is 2. His is -1, so I think we would probably be favourite. Oh, he is a kinsman, which is something I probably should have considered. The day of your duel against Jarkudai, has arrived. As you approach the location of the fight, you realize that a small crowd has gathered to watch the event. He starts aggressively, but you manage to evade and block the attacks he hurls at you. Over time, you gain the advantage while your opponent is getting more and more fatigued. Finally, you feint a high attack and he falls forward, failing to block. As you strike out towards his unprotected legs. Once injured, he surrenders. So we can walk away as the victor and just wound him, or we can show no mercy, gain the same amount of prestige, lower general opinion, and also become Kinslayer, which is another minus 25 to dynasty opinion, and also lower diplomacy. I think we'll just wound him. He's probably going to die anyway because he's depressed. But that was pretty good. And I think with that taken care of, we can probably consider going to war again. And also we can probably pillage this at this point, where it is almost returned to fertile grazing land. We can declare another war up here on one of these guys and try to take more land from them. Or we could declare on the Bulgars, maybe? See what CVs we have on them. Obviously the single county conquest or the tributary. I don't think we can do invasions, probably. Yeah, we're well below our limit. We do subordination of a duchy, though. Take 2 counties here, or looks like 3 counties there. Or 2 up there. I think we'll just take the 3 in the middle here. Except we actually can't because we require 300 prestige. Okay, well never mind then. Sort of wait till we gain the required prestige. Maybe we can declare a war of some kind on him. I assume we can't do subordinations for the same reason. We could do subjugation, but if we only get one of those per lifetime, we should probably save it for something a bit better. We can always just do a quick conquest of a single county, though. Which seems just fine. Probably won't even need to call the clans to war. He is allied to Yugra, I think. And he has just called them in, yeah. And our vassal clan has declared the conquest of some county on this guy. Oh, the Bulgars, okay. Which county was that? Oh, up here, okay. I guess he's allowed to do that. We'll probably be taking the other 2 counties in that duchy later. My prisoner, the High Chief, is complaining about his dark cell. Well, we'll definitely let him rot. We don't want to have him escape or die, so we'll just let him rot and keep him for the moment. I don't want to spend all of my prestige on revoking his titles just yet. And we have a Kievan Liberation Revolt again, which is unfortunate. Now let's see. Oh, they're down here. Well, 11,000, okay. I guess we'll call in our vassals then. Maybe they'll take care of the revolt for us. My wife is pregnant again, okay. They've mostly accepted the calls. It seems the young women no longer have the power to seduce me. I just don't feel lustful anymore, so we are losing the trait lustful. That's fine. So it will reduce our fertility, and we still haven't had a son yet. Let's see, we'll get 1 army into the target county here. Actually, no, we'll send this one up here to try to intercept the Permian army and have this one go into our target. History is a subject that has always fascinated you, and you have spent the last few weeks studying the campaigns of Alexander the Great. There are many lessons to be learned from his conquests in the East. So we'll gain 1 marshal, that's good. And I'm kind of hoping that our vassals will take care of the peasant revolt down here for us, and it seems like they are doing that. They've got a good number of troops down here. I guess liberation revolt, not a peasant revolt. I should give them a little credit. And our daughter needs educating. See if there's anyone who can stand to have their opinion improved. Seems like everyone is pretty happy. Just give it to you anyway. He's headed over to Ural. Alright, well, I guess we'll have this army follow him. Meanwhile, our other army will siege there. We just finished upgrading our trade post, or finished building our trade post, so we can actually not upgrade that because we have a Silk Road trade post too close. Oh, okay. Good to know. Okay, so we got into the target there. Unfortunately, we're going to take attrition while we siege this, so I think we'll try to reduce that by taking half of the army out of here. Meanwhile, we'll continue pursuing. Alright, well, we're out of time for this episode, so we'll have to continue fighting this war and also the Liberation Revolt in the next one. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.